Hello, Father Light Warriors. This week in the FD8, I'm addressing everyone's resistance to eat vegetables. Everyone wants to be lean. Everyone wants to not live the lifestyle that is required to sustain happy lean. So how come people have a problem about eating too much and fear of eating, and then everyone ends up eating? How come nobody wants to see that? I do observe it because it's kind of an irony that everyone is so scared of learning how to eat up and big and overindulge simply to fall for it and do it all that you don't want to do. That is what happens when you keep on living in fear and never deal with the problem, not making it program that is kind of pro bliss. So my whole thing is I'm trying to make you see that the reason why you fail at staying engaged, why you fall out of love with fitness life, why anything health-wise dies in your life, nothing stays alive. You just keep on falling off and you don't even know, you don't even register. How come? One, you all want the way to be to get lean and lose fat and how to be happy. You want it to be a way that it's not real. It's unrealistic. Two, you all hold on to wanting to believe in Santa Claus pretty much, in diet marketing and junk food marketing. And you keep on subscribing to the mindset, the delivery of have it all, you have to enjoy life, and everything has to be a taste explosion every day, every moment. And then you also want to believe that having a flat belly all day long is the way to do it because you love the feeling when you have it, and you forget how the effect from having a flat unsatisfied belly, what it does to you. You're not going to have power over your actions, and you end up overindulging. And here we go again with a closed circuit loop that nobody wants to address, that you never have the time to learn to study for yourself and how to master yourself when you don't want to. You never have interest to learn how to take care of your health because your motivation is not from your heart. You just say so. You believe in your own little propaganda that you are in for this, for health, that you care about yourself. That is what you tell. But if you don't have the looks within very short time, unrealistic time span, especially if you compare to how long you have been neglecting your whole health and body, and now how short time you expect to be rebounded. And if that is not on your expected preferred delivery like Amazon Prime, you throw the tantrum and say, fuck it, quit it, it's too hard, it's unrealistic, I cannot stay on 1500 calories required for me to lose fat, so I can't do it, bye-bye. That is because, one, you keep on picking like you're a dietary penis with food porn. Two, you keep on choosing things that look like easy, snackable, convenient, delivered, and doesn't give you gas, doesn't make you feel full, pretty much a swallowed pill you ate, then boom, done. Three, you forget that you love to eat and you want to get rid of what you love because you can't handle yourself around it. So since you don't want to address your resistance to learn moderation, you never have a way to have moderation of your indulgences. So as you can tell, you're kind of stuck in a hole. You're stuck in a vicious cycle and you don't know how to get out because you don't really want to. That's another problem here, that as long as you hold on to hope that one day you're going to be able to have a Candyland life and still have a lean body that requires you to live a real healthy lifestyle, not health lifestyle in marketing. Remember how they want you to believe that it should be effortless? that everything is so easy. Think about a commercial here. Here's the stunning, slender woman with no gas, no upset stomach, no, definitely not I need to go to the restroom anytime, and no smell of food, nothing that needs you to prepare food. You don't even have to digest or chew, because remember, you don't really want to eat, you just want to have it down and get it over with. And that is a problem there, because it reflects upon your unwillingness to learn how to actually take care of your body and health. Because you are doing it for looks and what your body can be in appearance. So for you, you always gonna choose junk food, resurrection, like always going back to junk, because every moment when your body's still not perfect enough in looks, you forgot it was about health for you, because that wasn't really your real motivation. That's just what you wanted to be. Unfortunately, you can be healthy and not look healthy at all, because how you've been designed to believe health looks. What you believe is health is a lean, extreme fitness body. You bet it's not going to take mainstream eating perspective and mentality. The whole mental game of, oh, it doesn't matter, I have to have it all, it's okay, I start over. It's yo-yo dieting. It's not a lean muscle, ambitious person. Because lean muscle requires you to be patient. Lean muscle building and getting lean requires you to get off your all or nothing yo-yo routine, because that only keeps up your flabby skin from never rebounding and tightening up. That only makes you always stressed out and have to starve, which means dropping your calories to compensate for erratic eating that I call tsunami waves. You keep on surfing them, the snowball effect becomes bigger, and there's no way to come back, because here's the thing. You don't last. You just remember the days when you are struggling. You forget when you are quitting on yourself. That is why you're stuck in your mindset about how you believe you can't lose weight. And why do you say that? Why do you want to prove to me that you're right? Because you're right. You're not losing weight. And the reason is you're not supposed to all the time. Because the way you want it to work is that after one day you've lost weight, and if it shows on the scale you were successful, and if the scale doesn't budge or the scale goes up, then that's a failure. And if it does, you get mad, and if you get mad, what do? Say screw it, now you eat again. So can you tell that if you're happy, let's say you go and step on the scale and it says a good number for you, but if the body you look at is gonna feel not good enough, flabby, stuck, what are you gonna see? You're not gonna be happy. Now you said it was about weight loss, right? So how come you're not happy when you lost the weight? Oh yeah, you forgot. It wasn't about the scale. It's just what you think happens at a certain weight number. Now we all have a typical range where we all end up. Like for me, I cannot be 140 pounds shredded muscle. I would be steroid monster. I can't do that. I could never be, never been. I would always be around 108 to 112 pounds shredded. My whole life, butterfly effect, metamorphosis. I don't know how it works, but it works. So you have to remember that. Like you want to speed it up. You can't speed up learning about yourself and what you do when you don't want to remember. So the problem here with not having interest in eating health and not care about vegetables, that you believe you can just chug it down and go be happy. You all believe that, well, you have never believed you're going to be lean. That's the number problem. Number two is, since you've never been lean, you don't really care about practicing a lifestyle that you're going to keep up for life. Because again, you are not sure this is at all what you want to do. So the problem here is that every time you are not happy enough, it's going to take a longer time, you do your interval of quitting. The interval quitting is where you want to have what everyone else has, which is giving them the body that everyone else has. Fat, unhealthy body that's going to die prematurely and not ever be fit and healthy feeling. You're not going to feel healthy when you're not living a healthy lifestyle. You might think so, but that's because you haven't really lived on the other side, you know? So then when you quit intermittently every other day, You are stuck in never getting to see what happens when you actually eat healthy and learn to do it so it becomes a positive experience. And then every moment you want to quit, you don't do popo because you don't want to eat healthy, remember? You want chocolate or chips or your regular French fries. And then the reason why you keep on picking it is not really that you have fear of failure, fear of success all the time. That is why you don't want to talk to me when you want to just run away. That's the fear of success, that you know that you're going to listen to me, you're going to hear the truth of what to do, and then you get scared because you don't want to do it. You don't want to know the truth so you can change, because if you don't know the truth, you can keep on lying and be in denial and be a victim, but at least you get to have the cookie and sobbing, crying at the same time you're eating your cookies. Sad way of wanting to be a victim, but hey, that's what most people choose, because that's where you have the cookie. So remember again, you have the perfect diet, that's the one you're on. You just want me to endorse it as a healthy way, but hell no, I will, because it's a lie. And I don't lie for you to make yourself feel happy. I keep my truth, you become happy once and for all, if you want to. If you want to be happy, that is. If you want to love what you eat. If you're a food lover like me and want to win over yourself to have it your way. You have to accept the compromises and change the way you perceive things, because that is the whole thing. You don't think I know that chocolate and ice cream and cookies are delicious? Shortbread cookies? Apple pies? You bet. But there's something called choices. And I can choose. And I do tell myself, I can choose to have all this. I can eat French fries all the day and cheeseburgers and chips and chocolate. Nobody's stopping me. I have the same right as everyone else. But I would have to accept the consequence and have to be the body and feel it. And I know myself. I would be bitter, angry, cranky, and pissed. And then I would be typically negative, talking about everything and everything's wrong all the time. Because that kind of just, the way we refuse to see what is a privilege, just kind of becomes a big, repetitive kind of trend, a character, trait. And I don't want to be like that. I would be ashamed to keep holding on to an entitled bitch attitude. Because all this is self-chosen hardship. I want it hard. I want it for me to become my greatest self. That requires me to struggle and suffer a little bit. So yeah, I welcome the hard work. When you give yourself always the option to go back to your drug game, you're always going to be like a dysfunctional heroin addict who tries to be heroin to be a regular routine that you can moderate and have no problem with. It's not going to be likely to happen. It's the same thing here. It's just everyone has money to make out of keeping up the fast food industry. Notice that there was some kind of, I think it was some company that got scared of Ozempic because they lost sales. I'm like, well, that's not going to last, because Ozempic is, again, a way of trying to get rid of what you love to do, eating, and having no way to do it so it works. At someday, you're going to either go off the drug, get too many side effects, or realize you're just as depressed because you got rid of what you thought was a problem, the eating. It's not the problem. That's the whole thing. There is no problem eating big the way you think. The problem is you don't want to learn how to do it. Because again, you don't have the patience to work enough for your freedom. You just want it in one day, and if you can't have it, you quit. Because you are not important enough for yourself. You keep on not caring. Because if you cared and you knew this is the only way to do it, to learn self-mastery by freedom and love for it. If you don't understand, there's a problem if you think you're going to be able to eat your meals you hate because you can chug them down. If you forget you have to build a way that you're happy and enjoy what you do, you're not going to be able to last, because it's just too big part of your life. What you eat and how you exercise, it's everything you do. If it wasn't that we were spoiled, we would have trying to find the food for the day, gathering, in the forest, and then if you were lucky, you got food, so you bet you want to eat it all inside. And then if you didn't know that you're going to be using up too many calories on walking around finding food, you would probably die from malnourishment because you over-exercised. This is not the problem anymore. Now we sit all day long and get so-called hungry because we get an impulse because there's a food commercial and you just don't know what to do around food. So now you're like a guy, a teenage boy with an erection all day long. You could choose to get kind of blunt because you get to have your little treat delights every day that are made into your lean life routine with fighter diet. Because again, if you change the way you perceive things and you change what you want and you also become lean, your whole mind is just set up for you to survive. It's in your best interest that the mind changes in how it perceives so-called bland, boring health food. When you're lean on your self-induced state, you just notice what happens from your adrenals. You're gonna be 100% introduced and like kept up and be informed that there's food around. All your senses amplify. You get so much more out of every reaction: smell, taste, food, visual, everything. So now you're gonna notice how you're just gonna love to eat whatever you have there. That's the beauty of living life lean. You are no longer spoiled because your fat cells know you're not as filled up anymore. So it's gonna make sure that it tries to fatten up again. You know what it does to do that? It stimulates your appetite, makes you remember all things you used to love all the time. And then if you keep on regularly giving it like a little bit of an injection of your drug, well, you're going to be stuck on it, remember it forever. And that is how most people live their life on all or nothing. Diet prison forever on a yo-yo routine and never want to learn because you want to have the junk and then cry about it later, but you really want to eat it first. Knowing this, that you're always going to have one foot down into the junk food routine all the time, which just means that you cannot moderate it. And the hungrier you get, the more you're going to kind of be inclined to overdo it. So now you're there again, thinking you can moderate with fast food, but it's just too much calories in so little. And now you're hungrier than ever. You're going to eat more. So now you're like a fitness bikini after 3 months of contest prep every day on willpower. How the heck are you going to be able to maintain that lean body? Yeah, you want to. You're motivated. You love the body. You love how it feels. Then you get the diet blues and you just post-contest regain like every other coach who doesn't live to learn and to actually be fully self-made of free with food and no prison mindset, nothing all or nothing, no sudden 6 months hiatus out of dedication and here you go, eat whatever and you never talk about it. I don't mean that if you want to have a cheat day, you shouldn't feel ashamed, only if you lie about them never happening. And if there's something you think that you don't need junk food, you hate junk food, you keep on talking that people are weak, but you still keep on having your every 6 months little blue moon life happens with junk, well, you're just the same. You're just a little bit more functional. You maintain. You don't overdo it. So you just maintain your little yo-yo balloon bubble. Well, it's the same game. And it's going to be what keeps you from being happy and get rid of all nothing as well. So it's all kind of levels. So remember, the big problem is you don't want to learn. You don't really want to be healthy. You think you do, but it's all about looks. And you have an impatience problem and you're scared of the scale and you want to do what is a fad and you have no real plan on having anything that is real. You just want to play the game because you haven't given up that one day you're going to be able to have it all and get away with it. Never happened to this day that you succeeded, but hope never leaves, right? So how long do you want to live your life unsuccessfully being able to eat? Never, because you never get to have it. Because if you do, you overdo it, so you can't. And there you go. If you can't have it, you're going to have it. Because if it's forbidden, you want it because it's forbidden fruit. And you don't even know that game. So you keep on saying, I can't have it, I can't have it. And then, of course, you're going to be miserable. So you are all self-inducing yourself to forever die of depression until you wake up and hear my message. Because there's nobody in the whole world who really wants to accomplish and succeed and make healthy lifestyle the thing. Not until you have tried to drug your way so you can have all the junk and pretend that you're healthy. So that is what everyone wants, and I know that. That's why very few people, only the ones who really want to change, who really want to achieve what they've never done, who know that there's the 11th hour now. if that's not you, you're never gonna make it. So here is to understand, it's not that you want to have it a certain way. It's just your way to have it will never be the reality for what you say is what you're working for. So know your motivation, start looking inwards and get into the FDH where it's all about finding your dream menu so you actually get excited about healthy eating. Because if you keep on trying to be perfect, to eat boring, perfect meals, you're just not lean enough yet to love those meals. It's going to take more lean body before that happens. So for you, get going to love how you eat on the calorie budget within the nutritious choosing and see what happens, because your mind and your thoughts all change. And it's the first step to actually love and stand up for yourself and show yourself self-respect. Self-respect is not wanting to be a little kid, toddler around gluttonous, Moorish food when we can learn to practice moderation, because there's such thing in life called balance. And you all say you want it, but you're not really at all playing what is balance. You just want balance where it's all your way and nothing is a compromise. For me, the compromises in my life has made me all the blessing, the bliss. For me, everything I'm willing to give up and have it the way I'm just willing to love whatever I can have, it's my blessing. That's the best thing about me, that I just choose to love what I love. But I too had to be stubborn and reason and had to put myself through all the work and not have it my way to have it to my way now. And I love it so much.